You are the bell within a bell that tolls to tell life's essence, and without a sound, over any distance, breaks the spell of silence.
Welkom, cometh the Sile of Blessed. Jeg heiti Maxine Gaudio, en jeg kutleth Max. Jeg heima I Reykjavik, og jeg elsker Iceland. I love Iceland. I'm studying Icelandic. It's very difficult, but it's wonderful, but it's difficult. And so I hope you'll join me today in English and speak to me in some way in your minds and listen carefully to what I have to say, because what I want to tell you is about the spirit and the greatness of Icelanders. Fantastic country, fantastic people. But I also need to talk to you and ask you to just pay a little attention to what I'm saying and to extend this into some part of your mind and your being. The idea that what you resist persists. It sounds like what? But it's more than just what. It's that if you continually dislike, you continually live in the past, you continually live in the future, you are missing what's happening to you now. And eventually, these kinds of things cause problems. And the problems come from the outside. Slowly they start to come inside. And then we can say the issue is in the tissues. What does this mean? This means that all of these issues that you have from childhood, from the present, from all of these things that you're doing, from all of these dislikes, these hatreds, these angers, these fears, all of these are building, building, building. And in many cases you think to yourself, but I'm giving all the time. I give out everything to everybody. But what are you giving to yourself? You need to give to yourself so you can begin to set the example. And if you continue to stay in what you're in and you're thinking, in your way of life, what essentially you're doing is putting your issue into your tissues. And we all have issues. They need to seriously be worked on. So we have to think that when you come to something like giving and giving and giving and giving, and you develop an illness, some illnesses people just keep giving and giving and giving, but they're not giving to themselves. And this is really the most important thing. If you cannot make change in yourself, make change in your thinking, I'm not saying beat yourself up and become a whole different person. Just bring up the best of yourself and share that with your family, with your neighbors, with the country, because we are, as individuals, what the country becomes. The country is just a place, it's a space, a beautiful space, with beautiful land and beautiful, beautiful sky and beautiful everything, and beautiful people. But if you do this kind of thing, you begin to spread something in the country that doesn't need to be there. So I'm saying to you, think carefully about giving, extending, staying balanced, and the idea that what you continue to stay in, if you continue to stay in, I hate this, I don't like that, I don't like this in that person, if you continue to keep it in your mentality, in your mind, and you go over it, what happens? What happens? What you think begins to turn into some kind of illness eventually. And it also begins to go out everywhere. So take it into consideration. We have sheep on the farm, and they're beautiful, but we don't need to be sheep. We need to be human beings, and we need to be conscious human beings. And we need to think about what life is really about and what should we do with those problems. Don't continue to resist, because what you resist persists. I say it again. What you resist persists. You don't want to make the change. You don't want to change anything in yourself. It's everybody else's fault. You want everybody else to make those changes. No. It's up to you, and it's up to me, and it's up to all of us to make it better in Iceland, because Iceland is the place that the rest of the world should be looking to in order to move into the next series of events. We are not in good times. But we can make those times better, and we can make them better here. This is what is so important, I believe. So think about it. In the end, I'll give you my Facebook. In the end, I'll give you my email address, and you'll let me know what you think. But pay a little attention, even though it's in English. It's really good. So this brings me to the next. I'd like to introduce to you a wonderful woman who has big responsibilities. She herself owns a hotel. She knows, and she's been ill, and she knows why, and she knows what she went through. Without further ado, let me give you Bryndi Thorsteinsdo. Is that correct pronunciation?
Yeah. No,
excellent,
yeah,
I'm getting there.
Yeah. Thank you. It's nice to be here with you.
It's nice to have you with me.
Thank you.
So the proverbial question, are you more like your mother or your father?
Oh, really, I don't know. I learned a lot of things from my father, but things that he was one child, only child of his parents, and he was born 1918, and he had many rules that homes have not anymore. And my mother, she was from the country. My father was from Reykjavik. She was from the countryside, and she lost her mother very young. She was only 12 years old when she started to think about her younger children, younger siblings, I say. And you know, she was a hard worker all her life.
We could say this is Icelandic.
Yeah.
Typical.
Exactly. But I have took things from both my parents, I think. I would say so.
But overall, are you more like your mother or your father?
I am not sure. I cannot say that. I think I have from both of them something.
Was there some parent that was emotionally unavailable to you, or that you thought? In other words, if your father or your mother was a doctor, they'd be busy a lot.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't be available for you.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, it's not that they were bad or that they meant to do anything. They did the best they could. But do you feel that one parent was less available emotionally than another?
Yeah, I think my mother was more available for everything. She was at the home mostly.
And when you got married,
yeah,
did you marry someone like your mother or your father?
Maybe more like my mother.
So this is very good.
Yeah.
You're like your mother?
Yeah.
Your husband's like your mother?
Yes.
So it's a comfortable
he's
marriage.
a hard worker. Yeah. The best one I could ever have, my partner.
But this is fantastic.
Yeah.
So my point is, it's very rare what you're saying to me.
Well,
people usually pick something that's not right for them. So could I say honestly with you that your husband is your best friend?
He's my best friend.
That's right.
Yeah. He's a fantastic man.
Right.
I'm so thankful, because I would rather be alone than have him. I mean, he's the best one ever.
You realize that people need to look at that kind of situation.
Yeah.
Because people think sometimes when they meet their best friend that it's a little bit, it's only my best friend, or I couldn't be interested. But you knew better.
Well, that's the best thing of it, to have the best friend.
That is the best thing.
Yeah.
I know your husband.
Be your side. Yeah, you know him. He's giving, loving, and I'm thinking every day for him.
So isn't that what I say in here?
Yeah,
in my
exactly.
book?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I talk about the unavailable parent.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I lectured in your hotel, I believe.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was great.
Yeah, it was nice having you there, and because the book and everything about it come to get us together.
It did get us together completely. Yes. So what I'd like you then to tell me is what you love to do the most. Obviously, it has something to do with people, because you're with them all the time.
I love to take care of things. I love to take care. I have the responsibility to deal with a lot of things. For example, help people out, and I get a lot of interesting things to do at my hotel. And there are all since I started to work, there came a lot of things that I would take to take care of. I was, for example, at my first job, I was taking care of all the amusement for the post office service. I was working there for many years, and I was taking care of everything about what to do, happenings after work and something like that. And then I had to do a lot of experience about my work, and to take care of all kinds of problems in my work for people. When I got the responsibility to take care of one branch out from the post office service, out of the biggest branch in Reykjavik at that time, and I was only 25 years old, and I had to take care of much older people and all kinds of things that I was taking care of and thinking about.
Did you love it?
Yeah, I love it.
What did you love about it?
Well, for example, if there was illness or if there was something that I could help people with, I did it from the bottom of my heart. If somebody wanted maybe apartment to rent, and I was looking for apartment to rent, and I often got help. I got to help people, and also with all kinds of things. For example, now, you know, for example, at a hotel, people are coming and they say, I need a car. Can you help me with that? I have already license. I have already a car. I should pick it up. Can you tell me what can I do? And I just phone the car rental and tell them to come and pick the people up without any extra charge. Or maybe they have to change leave the car maybe 4 in the afternoon, and they should go maybe 10 o'clock to airport. Then I phone the airlines, now the car rentals, and ask them, are you willing to let the people come maybe 3 hours later and with any extra charge? The people are just, they love it. Because
but more than that, what you're doing is running, to me anyway, you're running a big house.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just that the people living in the house change regularly.
Yeah.
But you're doing all the mothering services.
Yeah, I am. I have had, for example, the other day I had a woman, there came a person with a woman that she lost her husband in the plane. They had to emergency land her, and I took care of her, but she could not communicate in English. Though she was an American citizen, she was from India originally, and she could not communicate to me, but I took very good care of her, and she was just, when she left again with her husband, her body of her husband in the plane next day, she just took, you know, put her arms around me and she cried. I found, you know, I could not be, I found it. And I was just giving her, I was all night up, watching over her and talking to the doctors abroad in the telephone. They were just making all kinds of paperwork, and I just took care of it with her woman.
So what I want to ask you then is, what do you feel?
I feel very glad. I'm so glad when I can. Yes, you're glad. Yeah.
But where do you feel you are when you do this? You're not thinking, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that.
No. I'm just,
it just comes.
Yeah,
where is it coming
comes.
From?
Yeah, it comes. And I have often had all kinds of problems. People crying in front of me. And I said, just cry. Don't. There is nobody here. Just cry. Let it float. Because there is something, maybe lost her husband or lost her friends or something. It happens. Just standing in front of me, and I say, oh, sorry, where are you from? Okay, were you just traveling here? No, I was at a funeral.
Does it just come to you?
Yeah.
You don't have to think about it.
No, it comes to me. And
so this is, do you feel in some way that you're in a zone, that this is blissful?
Yeah,
this is your purpose?
Yeah, I feel that. And also I'm so surprised sometimes when things happen to me, because it's something that I did not know that I had.
Yes.
And I touch people, I find it, I'm doing a nice job.
Yes. So what would you say to other people about the importance of touching and helping other people?
It's so important, and I say just be honest from the bottom of your heart all the time, and let people feel that you are honest and you are giving from you, and you are just so communicating with the person because you are so giving from the deepest part of your heart. You're giving everything, and you get something instead. They feel it.
And what are you doing for yourself?
I like to go to Blue Lagoon a few times a week and relax.
What are you doing inside for yourself?
Well, hopefully I feel that this gives me so much. It gives me a lot. And for example, when you taught me once, stop living in the fear and think about,
I remember telling you.
Yeah, you told me that. And I was so scared because I phoned you and I had the appointment with the doctor next day, and he was going to tell me if everything was okay, my x-rays were fine. And I was so scared that I phoned you. And you answered me, and I was so glad. And you told me, Bryndi, think about it. Are you going to live in the past? Are you going to think about everything bad is going to happen to you? Or are you going to skip it, and are you going to think about what is happening now?
Yes.
And you taught me a lot, and it helped me also. And I don't know what happened, but suddenly I was no longer afraid. It took me a time because I was living in fear for so many years. It's only about maybe 6-7 years since I started to be so afraid.
So I'm saying what resists, right? What you resist persists.
Yeah.
If you resisted changing that, it continues and continues.
Exactly. And I think
it's also that you went through the illness.
Yeah.
And when you went through the illness, it's very frightening.
Exactly.
But
and
how did you come out of that?
Well, when I was after the operation, big operation, and the doctor came into my room and told me that he completely took all the my other lung completely away. And I was so shocked. But I said to him, okay, I'm not gonna let this pull me down. I'm gonna go on my feet. I'm gonna exercise. I'm gonna go on my feet. I'm not gonna let it drag me down, and I'm not gonna lose what I had before. And maybe I will not be better than I was before, but I will gain that I had.
Yes.
And I did that. It took me many years, and I'm still recovering.
Because it's a big shock.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you're not afraid anymore.
No, I'm not afraid anymore.
That's the important thing.
Yeah.
When you give up the fear, you gave up the illness.
Yes. Great. That's true.
That's
true.
Yeah. When you gave up the fear, you gave up the illness.
That's true.
So that's when I say the issues in the tissues. Yeah. Okay, and I say what you resist.
Fantastic, because I never thought of that. So that's true. That's true. I'm very glad, and I'm lucky to be alive, and I thank God each day for that.
So what would you say to people about that?
Just be positive, and always it's in here. It's in here. Everything in your life.
Sometimes when someone gives you a diagnosis, or you know that you're ill, it's very difficult for you. I mean, you're lucky you have a really wonderful husband, and he helps, and you have a lovely son. My thing to you is, what do you do? It's very difficult to make those kind of changes. You're depressed, you're in that feeling, you're frightened. What do you do?
I'm positive.
Yes?
I'm positive.
You're positive.
Yeah, I am.
Right, and you come into the present.
Yeah.
It changes the frequency, which I've spoken of before.
You know something? I always open me up. I am never hiding it in myself. I just talk about it. I talk about it. I'm not, because if you hide all the time, you're hiding that you're ill. You don't have to be on Facebook with everything and putting your laundry on Facebook. You don't need that. You can talk about it to good friends and people you meet that you feel you're connect to.
Yes.
You can talk about how you feel, and I was so obsessed with this for many years. I was maybe talking too much about it, but it's not. I'm not talking so much about it today. But if it comes to me, then I talk about it. If something happens, like there is somebody that is ill, or something is very sad on somebody's life, and they are talking about dragging me down, because they are so. I should pity them, and they have so bad life. Then I say sometimes, okay, do you want to A side or B side of my story?
Right.
Sometimes I do that. And sometimes people think I'm too, what do you call it, too cold or something. I have something dark humor or something. I don't know
I like
what
dark
you
humor.
call. Yeah.
If it's humor, but
Sometimes I'm very cool, because when the first operation I had, when they took the slice of my lung, and
Yes.
I came to the kindergarten to get my middle son. He
Yes.
was only 6, nearly 7 years old, very scared little boy. I walked out from my house, and I was not walking fast because I have to take time to recover. And the lady that was taking care of the kindergarten, she just came, "Is it you? Is it you?" I said, "Okay, who were you expecting? Did you think I was here coming with a thing in my nose and oxygen thing with me on my side, or what did you think? In a wheelchair? No, it's me. I'm walking. I'm here. I'm alive." You know?
Exactly.
Yeah. And in a few times I have already been dead in people's mind. They have just,
Cut it
she's
off.
not. Yeah, she's
So
not.
how much would you say, it's a little bit far-fetched, but how much would you say that the environment has to do with this, and the way people tend to think in this negative way rather than bring up their thoughts has an effect?
You know, but the environment is very strong in this. I think that today. I think that I don't know. I was living a very healthy life, and something affected. Something affected. I cannot put my hands on it. I don't know what it is. What it was.
We have a very clean environment here.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, compared to other places, we have a very clean environment. So I then present to you the idea that it's maybe not so much the environment, but maybe it's a little bit more keeping it in.
It could be, but I am not keeping nothing in
Not
myself.
now.
Yeah, no.
Not now. It's so important for that release to occur.
Yeah,
I think so. And I think people need to think about it.
exactly.
I just think that if you don't think about yourself and you don't think about what's happening in your community, and you see it but you don't want to bother yourself, something goes wrong. In other words, people come together for some crazy, what I think, are crazy ideas. They come together for some small, insignificant. It's not insignificant, but in the world it's insignificant. And they persist on it. It has to be this way, it has to be this way. And it usually has to do with disliking somebody or disliking a group or whatever it is. But I think it's far more important to be able to spread the idea of joy.
Exactly. And I think also, people are often too mean to each other, and
Yes.
they should, a lot of families in troubles and friendships and everything, and people should talk about things instead of just thinking all the worst about other people. And I think the
Do
world
you
would be
recognize that when someone says something to you
yeah,
that is negative in that way,
yeah,
they're just sending all of that energy, all the orca is going to you.
You know, I just, when people are like that, after the last incident with my illness, that in the past,
I remember.
I just not anymore are. I just started to sort out who's my really friend, who is getting the effort of being my friend.
Right.
I don't like it
So you
anymore.
began to think.
Yeah. I think, and I just. I'm not giving the people opportunity to be around me if they are not liking me.
Exactly.
I just don't go there anymore. I don't have anything to talk to that people. It's not important for me
But you
anymore.
have to let them be how they are.
Yeah, they can be.
You can't put a judgment on.
No, they have to just be.
But you have to be who you are.
Yeah, exactly. And there are so many people that love what I do and take care of me and think about me positive. Then I just let
This has
go
to
of it.
spread.
Yeah,
This is the thing that has to spread in the whole world.
exactly.
This vibration, this frequency, this positive attitude,
Yeah, exactly.
very difficult to keep. Very difficult to keep. You read the newspaper, you watch the television, and it's all doom and gloom. It's very important to keep it up. I want to tell you how much I've enjoyed speaking with you.
Oh, thank you. The same here.
It's been very nice.
It was just very nice to come here. It was not as scary as I thought.
No, you weren't
No,
scared.
no, 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 no.
Nothing
It
scary
was
here.
nice. Now I think I'm just self-confidence. I have it, and
I'm happy
it's great.
because I want more people to understand that they need to think, that they need to be positive, and that they need to notice their surroundings and to realize what's going on in those surroundings and be able to make change.
Exactly.
I know change is a big word and it's very difficult, but if you want to make change, I had a friend that used to say to me, social change takes more than the change in your pocket, you know, which was a good thing. So
Yeah.
I thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I've really enjoyed my time with you. I always do. I love doing this program, a deeper shade of orange. It's funny, but my favorite color is orange. So it just goes deeper. And the meaning in some way is to go deeper into yourself. A scary place to be. But if you have any questions, if you have any opinions, I love opinions. I love them particularly if they're good. If you have ideas for the show, please contact me at my website, which is www.maxinegaudio.com. Or you can go to Facebook. You won't see very much there other than what's going on in the show or what I think, and you can follow that. You won't see too much personal, but if you want to know that, go to the website. You'll know it all. Ttir, shamst i nice to viku.